ICT International. He is one of the few individuals in the world who are certified as Transformational Leadership Process Executive. He has a PhD in Business Management from USA, Master's degree in Advanced Electronics, a Master's degree in Leadership Sciences, an MBA in Business Management, and he has architected 4 methodologies and written 3 books. He is considered an authority and recognized internationally on his lectures and consulting services in the area of leadership and Six Sigma. He is actively involved in developing and implementing leadership competency at Fortune 500 companies. He has been the guest speaker in various international conferences, including all the congresses held under the banner of the Alim Business Congress last year. The topic of his speech today is High Performance Organizational Leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Dr. Mahmood Khan.
Well, this is the word that we will be listening to a number of times today. The word leadership is usually assigned to the people who are perhaps at a senior role. I look at a person who is the chairman of a group, who may be the president of my company, who may be a big political figure, and I would say, you know what, that person is a leader. Let me give you an example. A T-boy, one day he comes to me and says, you know what, Dr. Mahmood, this weekend I need to go out and buy some sugar and tea for the kitchen facility that we have in the office. And I would say, well, that sounds quite strange, because I happened to be in the kitchen just about 10 minutes ago and I found sugar there, tea, enough supplies. So how would you like to go to the market this weekend and buy this sugar stuff? And he says, well, I know that next week, by Monday, Tuesday, the quantity that we have for tea and sugar, that will finish. So if you have any visitor, any guest on Wednesday, I'm afraid I may not have enough quantity to serve your guests. And I said, that's great. Thank you very much. I salute him and I say, yeah, go and buy the sugar and stuff, so at least we have enough quantity to serve our guests. You know what exactly he has done, this TY? Usually, the TY or some of the people, we call them low-profile people. And we usually ignore them. And we usually rule over them. But you know what? This gentleman has just exercised strategic planning. He was thinking of the future. He has just done an analysis of what is at his disposal. He has looked at the resources that he has. He has looked at the effectivity of his resources. He has looked into the future, and he has determined what is there and what could happen. And then he has used his communication skills to convince me that I should allow him to go and buy some stuff. And by the way, his presentation was so good that I was able to ask him, why does he really need this sugar and everything this weekend? So he has done analysis, he has done strategic planning, he has done presentation, he has exercised communication skills. So can you imagine this poor guy, a TY that we usually call, he has done all the basic things that we usually assign or attach to so-called leadership. So what does it mean? Leadership is not attached to the titles. Leadership, as Dr. Rashid Ali was saying, is a process. Leadership is a way of life. Leadership is how we look at what we have, how we learn from our past, and how we determine what could happen in the future. That's what the leadership is. And by the way, leadership is not that I start walking and I say, you know what, I'm a leader. Well, I'm a leader to myself. So if I need to be an effective leader, I would have some followers. That's why I'm leading them. So if I'm leading the followers, I need to know the direction where I'm taking them to. I need to understand what are my resources and how can I really achieve my goal. And that's what the leadership is all about. I cannot be an effective leader if I don't understand how to become an effective follower. So for a good leader, he or she has to be a good follower as well. You cannot be an effective leader if you are not an effective follower. Now, you may be asked a question, are you a leader? And you will say, yeah, I'm a leader. What kind of leader, what kind of person you want to become? So you will say, I want to become a coach. Why coach? Because you want to make sure that you have the people, you set the goals, you train the people, you mold the people, and take them along with yourself to achieve certain goals. That's what the coaching is all about. So you basically select the right player, you teach them, you develop them, you are available to them. It's the same thing. I give you a small example. For those people who are parents, and I have quoted this example several times before, so some of you may be listening to this example again. When the first time your child, he or she was going to walk. Now as a parent, I am the best person for my child. I love my child more than anybody in the world as a parent. So I would love to carry my child all the time on my lap because I love him. But if I'm the right father, I would know that if I don't let him walk, his legs will never get energy and he will never be able to walk. So one day what I do, I put my child on the floor and I challenge him. I say, walk. Not like this one. So I say, walk. What exactly I have done? Somebody's watching me say, Mahmood, are you crazy? You're putting a child on the floor, he might fall. And I say, yeah. Look at me, what I'm doing. So I put my child and I say, my child, walk. But while I'm challenging him, I put my arms around him, thinking he might fall. He might fall. And if he does fall, my hand should immediately hold him. So that he is not injured. And he takes one step, he takes second step. He falls, I hold him, I put him back. That's what the leadership is all about. You develop your people. You must challenge them. If you don't challenge them, you are not developing them. But then be available. Don't challenge them and don't be available, then you are not a leader. You are a problem creator, by the way. Sorry to say. So you basically challenge your people, be available to them. And how do you become available? You also sharpen your own knowledge. If you look at the 7 habits of highly effective people of Dr. Covey, one of the habits he said, sharpen the saw. You also need to upgrade your knowledge. If your knowledge is not up to date, you cannot work with your team.